You gotta put yourself first, bro.
But it is, I don't know, bro. It's not in me, and that's the thing. It's like I be living a lie sometimes. If I do something that ain't me, that's why I don't do it.
That's why you got to get out of that mindset, bro. You kind of got to develop a little bit more. That's
What
why I
you
say
mean?
you need to when I say step outside of your comfort zone, because once you understand that nobody really gives a damn about nobody. If you got a tight circle around you that fuck with you tough, cool. But as far as like, look at it right now. You got these the immigrant people out here like, hey, black people, Mexican people like, hey, black people, walk, stand with us.
It's
Black
hard for me to say that, bro. I'm gonna tell you what.
with y'all. You know what I'm
When I
saying?
first started this shit, I was thinking about myself. I ain't give a fuck how I did this shit. I was doing this shit, whatever. And then I stopped, and I came back. I redid it, and I always got certain messages from people, bro. But the messages that I get from when we do this shit, especially when me and you do this shit, bro, it's a different type of purpose that I feel that either me and you have that we like. You say that I gotta get out more and stuff like that, but I don't. Like even if I did, I'm gonna look to help more people, dog. It's just in me. I'm not even a people person, but it's something in me to make sure that I've always been that person, even when I didn't want to be that person.
Well,
That's why I say I've always like maybe you watch The Shy.
nah, I don't watch it.
Long story short, have you ever watched The Shy?
Nope.
All right, long story short, it's three brothers on there. Trig, Reg, and Jake. And their mama was on drugs. She was sick. And Trig is the oldest, Reggie's the middle, Jake's the youngest. Reggie was raising Jake while I don't know what happened to Trey and how they even brought him back. But long story short, they on Mother's Day, all of them came together,
Mm.
and Trey was like he was holding on to this anger, and he was like he has saving people problem. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but it's like he have this saving syndrome where it's like I feel like he always got to save people, and he was like it comes from like having to be the one to take care of his brothers, his siblings at a young age because his mom was sick. And I'm not comparing that to my life or anything. I know I've always had to be there for people. I've never really put myself first in those situations. And now at 34, just trying to break that while I know I still have three young ones that actually depend on me, no matter what, how old they are. it it's not like I was telling you the shit I was talking behind the scenes, bro. You know the shit I go through, bro. Like I want to, bro. Like I want to like live my life and really travel and really focus on me, but it just don't be that simple. As much as we want to make it to be like, okay, yeah, it's that simple. Do this and do that. Nah, not in my world. I can't speak for everybody else, but and that goes back to what you were telling me earlier that I probably should have said before, man. As a young black man, uh, I wish I would have thought with this head instead of the other. Even though I know my kids are why I'm here. Like my kids are really the reason why I'm here. Is I wish I would have did shit better because maybe if I got married, like I just wish I would have had my kids in one parent house, like a two parent household, and minimize a lot of their trauma that I probably have caused on them by putting them even in this predicament that I have put them in through thinking about myself and my pleasure and my feelings and my emotions, not really thinking about the consequences. At the end of the day, we here, but when you're young, you don't think about that shit. You don't
Shit.
think about your future. Except for Chris and a few other motherfuckers I know that still have
Shit. I
kids.
think about that shit all the time. I ain't.
But I wasn't thinking about my future and how this shit was gonna turn out. I wasn't thinking about the people I was laying down with either and how they was gonna be as parents. It's like when you having kids, you gotta think about that shit. You can't just think about how you are as gonna be as a parent. You gotta think about who you having these kids with, because at the end of the day, you're sharing another life with somebody.
It's true.
And it's not, and it's never, if you don't, I could say this, even if you think you know that person, when you become a parent, that person becomes a whole different person, and you're relearning this person while raising another life. And
Well, it ain't that they become a whole different person. It's really,
I promise you, I swear
it's
to
really.
bar.
I'm gonna tell you what it is though. See, most people have their kids when they're young, and you ain't even fully like, you don't even know who you are at that moment. So as you developing yourself with these kids, it kind of puts things in a different perspective. See, me right now, if I was to have kids right now, it's not gonna change me as an individual because I know who I am. I know how I'm going to operate. I know certain things that I'm gonna do, and I already know all of that stuff. It's not gonna change me as a. It's not gonna change me at all. I'm still gonna be who I am. You see what I'm saying? As a man who took his little brother in and who worked with children, and I already got all of that stuff. So if I would have had my kids younger, this process probably would have been a little delayed trying to develop as a man if I had children at 20, 21, 18, or whatever, because you still don't know yourself. You don't know what you like. You don't know what you want to do. You don't know what makes you comfortable as a man. You know what I'm saying? And as a man, you got to be. They say it takes us a little longer to develop, but I don't really believe that. I think it's just your upbringing allows you to be delayed in some sense of the word,
I can agree with that. I
especially
can.
if you're with your mama,
And why do you keep saying that shit?
because if you don't got no example on how to be a man, how the hell you supposed to be one?
Let me ask you this, right? Who do you put the fault? Why you put that on the mama?
What you mean? Why I put it on the mama? She the one who raised you, ain't it?
But what if he didn't want to be there?
If he didn't want to be there, she's still the one that's raising you.
Can't put that on her.
Why not? She's the one that's raising you.
Cause you saying if she don't have a male role model there,
I
right?
didn't say nothing about no role models or nothing.
Nah, not. I mean, what? Repeat what you said.
I said you as a young man, you
Mhm.
don't really, you are delayed when it comes to developing as a man, especially when you're raised with your mama.
Uh, but that's not on her. That's not on her unless she's keeping you away from your father.
It is on her because you're being raised in the house by her,
Oh, but how is that on her?
because she's the one who's raising you, man.
No, bro.
What
Okay, you said okay. You're saying him now, right?
it delays your, yeah, it delays you. Trust me, bro. I was delayed.
You saying trust you like you nigga. You didn't have uncles around like or nobody like.
bro,
I'm not. I'm just
you
saying.
know, come on,
But I'm
man.
not. But what I'm saying, bro. I'm not saying what I'm saying is this, bro. You saying delayed like what? Like it was her fault that your father went around.
I
It's
didn't
not.
say it was her fault. You said
I
put
just
it.
asked, but I just asked you
Yeah,
how's
you
that her
gotta
fault?
put it on your mama because she's the one that's raising you.
Okay, but you still gonna get delayed being raised by your father,
No,
depending
yeah,
on.
if he a terrible motherfucking dude, but you at some standards you gonna get some semblance of how to operate as a man in some sense of the word. You can't do that with your mama. Why you
No,
think niggas
I
get
don't.
15 years old start doing stupid shit?
I went. I agree.
When niggas turn 14, 15 years old, they
I
start.
don't want to say that. I don't know how to say that because it's not like every male that grows up with his mother turns like they're hindered. Like some grow up well, some don't.
No, man. Every man that grows up with his mama is hindered.
That's not true. But I didn't see man. I didn't see man. Hell no. I didn't see man do way good in being just in a single mama home. It depends on if she has the right real male role models that come around to be able to guide you too.
I ain't say nothing about none of that. I said if
I'm
you
just adding on to it.
you're gonna be hindered, bro. If it's just you and your mom in the house, you're gonna
So
be
you
hindered.
say hinder. Explain what hinder. Why do you feel that way? What's going to hinder it then? Because you just saying hinder.
I said the development process is gonna be slow. Yeah.
How, bro? Development where? What part of development with a male is hindering him in his work?
Everywhere. Your emotional part, everywhere.
So you feel like she don't have the right
delayed.
male around. She don't have the right male around or anything that can help guide you. That can't help.
It can help, but